Honourable Speaker, thank you for directing us to take us to NDP4, but at the stage where we are, Right Honourable Speaker, the stage where we are, we had a minister the other week who came and alarmed the nation, and he said, I have these roads, they will not be worked on because there is no money. Right Honourable Speaker, the public heard that, and the roads were mentioned here. Right Honourable Speaker, the President responded by saying, put all the money on roads. At this stage, Right Honourable Speaker, what we want to hear from both the ministers after the presidential directive, I want to hear the Minister of Finance that after that we prioritized this amount of money to go to roads. Madam Speaker, we should stop speaking in tongues at this level. The Minister of Finance came here, is just talking about regional and how his road, we needed to know, Honorable Musasizi, how much money was prioritized after the presidential directive. We want to know which roads were given priority for that money.
Can I
Minister of Works, Madam Speaker, the minister should stand on his feet. Honorable General Katumba Wamala.
Honorable Nsamba, you don't have to shout. You're using a microphone. Everybody is listening to you talking. It is not shouting that stresses a point. Honorable President raised a number of issues. He says the danger of excessive reliance on external financing for development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions that may impede the realization of planned projects. When we overdepend on these monies for making the roads, when somebody cuts off the donation of the funding, we get problems. However, he says there is need for us to be self-reliant, for us to be able to finance. That's why you find some of these roads are funded by Uganda, our own funding. But then he categorizes the roads, and he says the very well done new roads, and he talks about them. Then he says the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mitiana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara, Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes those deteriorations to under budgeting. And that's why I was saying that you give a lower lifespan because of the low amount of money, other than giving a higher lifespan by giving enough money for those roads to be worked on. But however, they said this money should be given to complete the most important roads, which are mentioned. And the roads are there, which the minister has talked about. And the president further undertook to have the following roads worked on: Mitiana, Mubende, Chenjojo. I know you're very interested in the Mubende road. Ibanda, Mbarara.
Honorable Speaker, I'm interested in knowing the progress of the upgrade of the Soroti, the Tororo Mbale Soroti, 150 kilometers road, because it was planned to have started the rehabilitation of that project. But as I speak, there is nothing that shows that there is any work that is to be done on this project. Then the other one is the Mbale Kokonjeru, Wanale Road, that is about 21 kilometers. And then lastly, I'm interested in knowing how you're spending the money on the Rural Bridge Infrastructure Development Project, because we've not been receiving proper accountability, and we expected that this probably comes and helps most of our bridges and roads in our districts and cities. I would like to get those details as well. Thank you very much.
Honourable Minister. First answer what Lucy and what they have asked, then we bring another so that we don't get confused. Lopi will come last on the Bududa Road.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The 28-kilometer circular road of Bududa was identified in NDP 3 and NDP 4 for tarmacking. But as we wait for the tarmacking, we are putting a contractor on that road for maintenance. That road is supposed also to be done by Abubakar as the contractor on tarmac. But as we wait for that, it will be done, it will be maintained. I can even share with you the number of my station manager of Mbale, called Idina, and you can call her and she'll tell you who the contractor is on that road.
Under Minister, you're talking about the Bududa?
The Budunda
circular road. That was.
Yours is in Kokonjeru. The Kokonjeru. That road we are using our team from the training center, which you know, Meltec. We want to do a cobblestone project on that road because of the nature of that road. Doing tarmac, it will be washed away very readily. So our team in Meltec, which is our training center, has already done studies on how to do cobblestone, and we intend to do that road with the cobblestone technology. We are going to do that road with the cobblestone. You wait when we start. And then the Aware Road, Attack Nimule, there's a company called MTF, which will go on that road. The road from Attack, of course, you know that Attack to Raropi is already done. Raropi Afoji, we are in procurement stage for Raropi Afoji.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker.
West Nile, I thought John had spoken about West Nile. Hassan.
Right Honorable Speaker, the funding of these projects, especially construction of roads, is done by external funding. And as a Committee on National Economy, we process these loans, and this Parliament approves loans for these projects. Honorable Speaker, where we are now, the Minister of Finance telling us that there is stoppage of funding. Could it be that our government broke some of the rules or the conditions in the financing agreement? Because I remember one of the issues was with UNRWA, when it was very categorical that the implementing agents during the process of this particular loan was supposed to be UNRWA. Now we went on with rationalization, and the UNRWA was taken under the Ministry of Works. Could it be that external funding is being cut because we are breaking the terms and conditions that we have set up in the financing agreement? Maybe the Minister of Finance and Works can clarify on that. Thank you.
Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, let me put that one very clear. On the issue of the foreign funded project, yes, it was a precondition when we were rationalizing and when we went into discussions with the funders, World Bank, African Development Bank, and Islamic Development Bank. One of the conditions they gave us is that the project implementation units must be retained. And we have retained all the project implementation units on all the projects. That is Busega Mpigi, the full project unit is there. Kampala-Jinja Expressway, the full project unit is there. And any other project, Koboko-Yumbe Moyo, the project unit is there. We have not stopped any project implementation unit or changed these people because that was a precondition of there are other issues regarding delays in disbursements, but it's not about the rationalization.
Thank you. Alan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, in NDP 4, number 181, that is Butalangu Ngoma, of 54 kilometers. We need a commitment from the minister. And number 23, Matuga Kapeka Road of 42 kilometers. When you check in the NDP4, they are categorizing it as ongoing. But when you go on the site, that road, they are constructing at a very low speed. And lastly,
You say they are constructing at a low speed. It is at a low speed. That means it is ongoing. It is just a matter of English.
Madam Speaker, let me finish with Luwero Choko Butalango of 29 kilometers, which is under Dot Services Limited. That road was supposed to be completed in June of this year. But as of now, they requested more days, over 100 days, and they are supposed to complete it in September. But the speed, at the rate at which they are constructing, Madam Speaker, we are worried whether this road will be completed in time, because people of Luwero, Choko, Butalango are very eager for this road to be used from Ngoma, Butalango, Chiwoko, up to Luwero, which connects that road, and it's a very strategic road. We need an update and a commitment from the minister. Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I concur with you that not all that is needed on the roads concerns money. Some issues, especially the challenges with that we had in his report, were on the recurring climate change issues. And Right Honorable Speaker, we have not been updated on the adaptive engineering proposals. We cannot keep lamenting year after year which engineering designs have been put in place to ensure that the roads that will be constructed at least can stay for some time. Right Honorable Speaker, my road is number 24 under your guidance, the Busunju Hoima Road. The people were well compensated, but the issue of land titles, somebody cannot wait for a land title for 10 years and it has never been brought back to them. These are the land titles people have been using for collateral to receive school fees for their children. Who has the land titles? Is it the Ministry of Works? Is it the Ministry of Lands? Who is taking that lot of time without removing their portions? Right Honorable Speaker, it is too much on our people, and they are almost bringing a petition to you, a group of people along Busunju Hoima Road, whose land titles have missed for over 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sewungu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to thank General Katumba Wamala. Sincerely, he knows all the roads of CAF, but the issue is about money. And Madam Speaker, some of us come from smaller districts. General Katumba, Kalungu district, our main road is less than 65 kilometers from Bukalasa to Rwabenge. And you talked of a bridge, Katonga Bridge. Katonga Bridge has two areas which broke. The bridge in Rwabenge, there's no work going on. Honourable Minister, let me inform you, you are writing and the Speaker has given some time. Madam Speaker, what I was telling the Minister, some of us come from smaller districts. My district has the main road of the district is less than 65 kilometers. From where it starts from Bukalasa Seminary to Rwabenge, that is the sub-county. But for us, we are not anywhere in any DP. We are not known. But we have a bridge, Katonga Bridge, which broke, but which was connecting between Gomba and Masaka, and a very useful road. But that bridge has not been worked on. Lastly, Madam Honourable Minister, when you talk about a station being active to members of Parliament, it's a mere member of Parliament calling the station manager about the broken roads, and he comes and works, he carries out routine maintenance. Failure of that, there is nothing going on. We've called the Minister of Works several times. He says he has no money. I know you are doing a good job. As a minister, you have to do collective responsibility. But as Parliament, Madam Speaker, we must push money to this ministry.
Thank you.
We need to push money. We must give you money to work on your roads. Thank you.
Get liabilities from UNRWA, yes, I agree. When you inherit liabilities and assets. There are some liabilities we inherited. Among them was the issue of compensation of the PAPs, and I think somebody also raised the issue of the land titles. The issue of the PAPs, the compensation is still very big, as has already been observed by the Honourable Member, but we are going to try. Our idea and our decision is that we focus compensation now mainly on projects where we have contractors, so that they don't charge for idle equipment. These include the Nakauka complex, these include the Kiramatuga, and those other areas. Renkunya patch, we already have contractors. So we are going to concentrate the compensation there, so that we have the contractors being able to move. The land titles. I've already instructed our land acquisition team to get all the land titles which they have on project by project. And very soon, we are going to be handing back these land titles after surveying of what is required for us on our projects. So it has been unfair for us to hold land titles for more than even 10 years, because then you deny the owner the use of his land and the rest. Kitugum, Karenga, Kidepo. Yes, the Kitugum, Karenga, Kidepo, we already signed the contract with the, and it was already being funded by UKF. The only challenge which we had was the condition, the precondition, that we must confirm that we have 5% as government contribution. That has now been confirmed. It's in this year's budget. So the Kitugum, Orom, Karenga, Kidepo will start. The issue of the compensation for the PAPs, we also have the money in this year's budget once we start the releases. The first quarter was not so good, but we have been assured by finance that second quarter will be better. So hopefully we shall start compensating the people.